Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's video. This week we have a 2006 Ford GT and it's here for a major service. Do we have our work cut out on this Ford GT? What exactly are we doing though? We're going to be doing an oil change. We got the filter, we got the oil. 12 quarts of oil this thing holds, guys. We got a rear main seal that we're going to be doing because we did get up underneath there and it was leaking. Notified the customer and they want to do that. And they said if we find any other leaks as we are doing the job, notify him and he might fix those too. So we're going to be also doing some spark plugs, got brakes. This thing shakes so bad in the front. You slam on the brakes and it wants to jerk you to the right and cause a walker in the middle of the street. Start tearing into this thing. I think first things first, I like to always take the more daunting task out of the way, and that being this rear main seal. That's going to be a lot of work. We have just a few things that are sitting in our way. One being this clamshell here that needs to come off. I'm going to need Fabian's help for that, but he is out running an errand right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get as far down as I can to the transmission, because the goal is we got to remove all of this in the rear, and the transmission should literally just unbolt, slide backwards, and then lift out the top with a cherry picker. Like I said, that is the goal. That is the goal. Sometimes goals change, and that's okay. So I didn't even notice that the audio wasn't working in the last clip. So let me explain where we're at. I got the air filter out and all of that. Got the rear belly pan off, so I have access to the actual transmission itself. That was what I was explaining. I got the top stuff pretty much done, but I needed to come down here so I can remove the exhaust and get all this out of the way so we can take the transmission and go out from the top. Moving right along here, got the muffler unbolted. It's just kind of sitting in there. Now I got to lift it out. That's going to be heavy. Let's get it out. Ran into a slight issue here in the rear. Got to take this off before I can actually remove the muffler because the exhaust tips actually like to hit this. But quick fix, it's only 8 bolts and lifts right off. So last we left off, we were removing the rear bumper so we could get the muffler out. And I got a little bit more done. So the muffler is now removed, and I also got this crossbar out of the way. So all we really have left are the axles, a couple shields, and some wiring. And then we can unbolt it from the actual engine block and work on putting the cherry picker on here. Fabian is on his way back to help me take this clamshell off. It is a very expensive piece, so I literally can't do it by myself unless I put straps around it and do a cherry picker. And yeah, I don't feel like doing that. That's sketch. So he's on his way. He's going to help me take that off, and then he has to go back out and run errands. But then we can tackle the rest of this thing by ourselves. Well, if you guys couldn't tell from this view, Fabian has stopped by real quick to help me take off this rear clamshell over here. And now we have access to the entire engine bay. This is a really badass system. I actually love it. It's literally just two pins on each side. They pull out like so. And then you have your strut right here. You just pop that off on either side. And with a help from a buddy, you can pull it right off. It's actually not heavy at all either. So what's next? Next, all we really have left is the bell housing bolts and the starter. And then we're going to start strapping this thing up to the cherry picker and pulling this thing out right out the back. Or I have another idea. I'm going to try just unbolting it here and kind of sliding it back and have a jack stand down here. Slide it back so I just have access to that rear main seal, and I can just replace that with the transmission in the car. Then I don't have to hassle of pulling it out and all that. Miss Toffee, what are you doing? What are you doing? Good puppy. That's a sick view. Got 2 Ferraris. We got a Ferrari 360, Ferrari F430, and then we got a Lamborghini Gallardo. And they're all pretty much manual cars. That's a manual car. This one is a F1 system, the 430, but the Gallardo is also manual. That Gallardo is manual. And of course, the Ford GT is manual. A lot of cool stuff at the shop right now. let's get back to it. All right, so absolute sketchopolis is going on right now. The transmission's coming out. Clearly, the transmission's coming out. It is sideways right now because the strap decided to kind of, slip off and then shift forward. So now that strap's not really doing much. It's all on this strap. I'm going to try to reposition this. Yeah, not going well. Not going well at all. We didn't die and we didn't drop a transmission. Thank the freaking Lord. Holy crap. Yeah, that got a little bit sketchy when it started tilting. That's honestly my fault. I had it on the wrong spot. But we're to the clutch now. And now we got to take clutch off to get to the rear main, which is behind all of that. I don't think I have any audio in the last clip because my microphone died. So if I don't have any audio, you're watching this clip. Well, I got the flywheel off, and I was explaining that I didn't stage anything. Obviously, now it's going to look extremely staged, but I was taking the flywheel off, and one of the bolts was literally finger tight, like ready to come out of the flywheel itself. You guys know how bad that would have been? Some people are like, it's just a loose bolt. Literally, if that bolt came out, this motor probably would have been done. It would have backed itself out, got stuck into the flywheel at some point, or the clutch or whatever, spun around, it could have halted, it could have stopped the crank and fucked up the timing to where this motor is now shot, kaput. I've seen it happen on a Euro car, but not an American car, because Euro car, they're interference motors. This is not an interference motor. But either way, it would have shit up. That's all I'm saying. Well, I'm going to call it quits for the day. Got a lot done. We got all the way down to the rear seal. The shop is full of Ford GT parts. This is a fun project. First time for me doing one of these, and I can definitely do it a lot quicker next time now that I know what I'm doing and how to get down to it. So yeah, if you have a Ford GT and it has a leaky rear main seal, hit us up at fjmotorsstl.com and we can get you taken care of. It is day 2 here at the shop, and Fabian's finally back. And he is installing the new seal right now. The proper seal installed and installed the correct way, we're going to actually start throwing this thing back together all the way. We're going to have the transmission side completely done, then probably move on to the oil change. Now we'll do spark plugs next. Then we'll do spark plugs, we'll do the oil change, and then we will do brakes as well. There's still so much work to do. So let's get to it. I'll see you guys in a minute. It's time, going back in with the transmission. Get everything torqued down. Let's not make it as sketchy as last time. I have help this time, so it shouldn't be. Ready? We got the transmission put in, and I'm starting to throw things back together. Basically, just the process back in reverse. So I will see you guys when we are back together with the transmission side and starting to work on the rest of the car. Calling it another night. This is day 2, and day 2, we're back together completely in the rear end. If this was just a rear main seal job, the car would already be done and be going back to the customer. We were bleeding the coolant because Fabian actually replaced the water pump that is up front. That had failed. The bearings were making the woo sound, and he had no heat. So that's fixed. Now there's heat in the car, and Fabian went ahead and did spark plugs along with what I was doing back here, putting it back together. He did the spark plugs. So literally all we have left to do on this car is an oil change and the front brakes, so we can fix that. So we can fix the issue of when you hit the brakes, it tries to kill you. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. We are back, day 3 on the Ford GT. We have the transmission all the way done. The rear is completely put back together, and it's looking good. It's looking good. So I'm going to move to the front. All we have left is the oil change and fix these front brakes. Somebody just replaced the pads, it looks like. Those are really, really thick, but they didn't replace the rotors, and the rotors are warped, and it tries to kill you. We're going to fix it so it doesn't try to kill us. And how easy is it to change a sports car's brakes from just a common daily car? Well, actually pretty easy. 2 bolts here, 1, 2, and the caliper literally slides right off. That's it. It mounts to the spindle assembly. To replace the pads, if you're just replacing the pads, you're not doing the rotor, literally just tap these 2 pins out. Bam, bam. This spring comes out, and then the pads just slide right out the back. It's that simple. It's stupid simple. Oh yes, now we're draining the black liquid out of the engine so we can put in this brand new Motorcraft 5W50. We're almost done. Home stretch, guys. Got new brakes on, wheels are on, the front. Just draining the oil, throw the pans on, go drive it. All right, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a job complete. Let's give her a start. She definitely needs some exhaust. Definitely needs some exhaust pipes. But that can be a later on down the road kind of thing. Now she's all maintenanced and ready to rock. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm reshooting this clip because Sunday, June 8th, Mini St. Louis European Auto Show. We're going to be there. We're going to have a booth. It's going to be set up. This is a little sneak peek of one of our flyers. It's going to be sitting on the side with our logo. We are going to have merch with our logo on there. We're going to have 2 cars parked out front. Come check out what cars we actually end up bringing. And we're also going to be giving away wristbands, keychains, jet tags, all sorts of stuff. We're going to have merch for sale at the booth. I believe we're going to be using Venmo or cash. Cash is king. The big ticket item here, guys, we here at FJ Motors care about you guys, so we're going to have a $700 voucher for oil changes. That's free oil changes, guys. Obviously, that's only eligible for our European customers, high-end exotic cars and high-end European cars. It is a huge ticket item. You guys know these oil changes get astronomical, $300 and up ranges, you know. So that's a couple free oil changes in your pocket, guys. Here at the shop, we appreciate your support. Come show your support. Check out the booth. Come talk to us. Tell us what you guys have planned for your builds and what we can do to help you achieve those goals. All right, guys, I will see you next Sunday on June 8th. Thanks again for watching this video. I will see you guys there. Peace.
Boom like dynamite, yes I get wild, blowing up the scene like a freaking missile.